faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today is Sunday. It is January the 5th. The year is 2020. I know the last video I think I might have said 2019. I'm not too sure. This morning I was really hectic trying to get out of here. My Christmas tree's still up and it's going to be up for a minute. I'm going to take this out. I was talking about fans only, and the large amount of black gay guys are men and women, gay and straight, who are getting actively involved in pornography using a site called Fans Only. Most of it you can access it through Instagram or through Twitter. So basically, it's a site where people could broadcast amateur porn that they make at their home or wherever, and some people seem to be making. On the surface, it seems that some people are actually making a decent amount of money on it, on these particular sites. And a lot of gay guys are quitting traditional 9-to-5 jobs and going over to the pornography world, porn world, which I think is a colossal mistake. Now, those of you who know me, know my background, I was once involved in some very illegal activities in the early 90s. I used to write checks. I was involved in forgery, bank fraud, a bunch of different stuff that I got involved in because at the time, that's what everybody was doing. And I was a 19, 20-year-old kid who didn't know no better, and I participated in these illegal activities because everybody around me was doing it. Everybody. This is something that was going on in Atlanta in the early 90s, and practically everyone I met when I first moved to Atlanta was involved in some type of illegal activity of some sort. And they would travel all over the United States writing checks, cashing checks at banks, credit card fraud and forgery. And they lived this fabulous lifestyle that when I first initially met these individuals, I was shocked. I said, wow, how are they living like this? I'd never seen anything like that. I'd never seen black folks living like that. Seriously. Expensive cars, nice houses, just living this life all based on fraud. And this was extremely popular back then in the late 80s, early 90s. Flash forward to today. Now we have porn. And you have all these young people getting involved in pornography because they see these people on Instagram living this fabulous lifestyle. Traveling all over the world, driving expensive cars, living in beautiful apartments or houses. At least that's what we see on Instagram. They're really living in a tent somewhere under I-285. So, how did all this come about? You know, I could go back to my period, late 80s and 90s. I got involved in checks. Like I said, watching people, attractive, handsome guys that I've just adored, who live in this fabulous lifestyle. Me coming out of Gary, Indiana, and graduated high school from Cincinnati, moved to Atlanta. Atlanta was like this big place here, and I'm like, my God, this is a beautiful city, and I got involved in something that I regret to this day. I probably wouldn't be here on YouTube, and I probably wouldn't be doing any of the videos and stuff that I do if I hadn't walked down that path. So I don't like when people are saying I'm attacking these guys who are doing porn, because I'm not. I'm just shining a light on a situation that 10 years or 20 years from now, these guys are going to regret. They're going to regret it just like I regret what took place with me 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Whew. Long time. So, but I'm still here to tell the story. And the vast majority of my friends are no longer. They've been dead and gone for years. I never forget, one of my friends was shot and killed, running out of the department store, got into a car and something happened on I-285. It was here in Atlanta. They chased him down the highway. He ended up getting shot and killed on I-285 by some police officers running out of some bank or department store. I cannot remember all the details. But it was a dangerous lifestyle. And I had officers chasing after me on numerous occasions that my life was at risk. For nonsense, nothing. Did I have to do that? Did I have to go out there and write checks? No. But I did it because I wanted to fit in. And I wanted to be a part of what they were doing. And I wanted to live that fabulous lifestyle. And got my ass sent to prison. So a lot of these men, a lot of these young guys are doing this porn, and it's like easy money. It's like when I was writing checks, it was easy money. There was some, on the average weekend when I was writing checks back in the 90s, and I'd come home with $50,000. 50 grand. I would do that every couple of months. $50,000. That's easy. I mean, sometimes I get greedy. Do weekend after. I'll do maybe 3 or 4 months a weekend. But on average, I would make somewhere low end about $20,000 to high as much as $50,000. What did I do with all this money and merchandise? Well, I lived fabulously. I had a nice house, a nice car. I traveled. I gave my family members everything they wanted. Was it worth it? No, of course not. It wasn't worth it. That's why I got out of it. So, but it took me some time to pry myself away from that lifestyle because the money was so easy. Even when the police were looking for me for years, I was still stuck in there. And don't forget, you got people out here. There were a lot of gay guys that I met who encouraged me to do that illegal activity. And we would sit around at the dining room table trying to figure out ways to come up with all types of scams. There are a lot of people out here who are encouraging these young men to get involved in porn. There's some people sitting here at a dining room table right now somewhere in Atlanta or wherever, and they're plotting and planning on how they're going to do their porn, who they're going to be. They're plotting all this stuff. And what happens is, when you get in trouble, like when I got in trouble writing checks, all those people that was plotting and planning with me were nowhere to be found. All those people who were encouraging me to write checks, they were nowhere to be fucking found. When the time for me to get bailed out of jail, they were nowhere to be found. My mother had to come bail me out. She's always been my bail bonds woman. My mother. Who else was I going to call? Jesus? No, I had to call Alberta Hampton. She'd get up out of bed and come get my ass. So I was making sure she had some money and access to my bank accounts. I would have been doomed. It was also my mother who sent my black ass to prison. I talked about that before, though. But anyway, she had enough of my bullshit, and then she actually saved my life. So I look at all these young guys out here doing this pornography, and all these people in the black gay community or straight community, whatever, who are encouraging these people to do this stuff. Once these guys run into some issues, and they are going to have some issues, I guarantee it. It's going to be health issues, financial issues, mental issues, drug addiction issues. None of these niggas are going to be anywhere around to help them. And they'll be lucky to have a mother that can show up and bail their asses out. And many of them don't have what I had. That's why I'm still living here and sitting in this chair today, in front of this Christmas tree I paid a lot of money for, that's going to sit here for the next few weeks or months until I decide to take it down. So don't ask when this tree is coming down. And I didn't decorate it this year. I was at the hospital early. My mom and them decorated it, so I decorate my trees a little different, but it's good enough for me. Yeah, I have that damn tree. I had brought a lot of ornaments. I wanted to put it on there. They didn't put the ornaments on there. I was going to put it on. I said, I have that damn tree. It looks good enough, hell. So, we all know a lot of these young men who are getting involved in porn are being encouraged to do so by people who will not be around when they're at Grady Hospital sick as a damn dog. We know this. They're not going to show up. When they're in trouble or whatever's going on, they can't get a job and they can't work no place because they've been involved in this pornography mess. These people who are encouraging this bullshit, they're not going to be nowhere to be found. I guarantee it. And some people are not going to be as resourceful as I am to land on your damn feet. Some people are not going to make it. It's funny. And let me take that back. It's not funny. But every day I'm here in Atlanta, I've been here for the past 30 years, I see people, guys I've known for decades, homeless, wandering the streets, walking down high on drugs, just lost. I'll be driving down the street, driving to me down, and I look, and I say, my God, there's so-and-so. Sometimes I literally have to pull over and like, oh my God, in shock. Attractive guys that you were guy. I'm talking about, and I always say this. These were brothers that, y'all might say, why you always say attractive? Because they have some attractive individuals, and then their lives just went straight to hell. So I see these guys wandering these streets of Atlanta because right now we have a huge drug problem going on in the city of Atlanta. Methamphetamine has taken over this town. You got doctors, lawyers, dentists, nurses, everybody on meth and fentanyl and codeine and cough syrup and all kinds of shit. I've seen it. So a lot of these porn actors are using this meth to fuel their sexual addiction. What else could you call it? Drugs will make you do all kinds of crazy shit. Cocaine is a hell of an addiction. Don't forget, cocaine is still the king, but meth is cheaper. Gets you a little bit high on, I've never done any of this shit. I just never had a desire to. I've been around it. I know people who've done it. I don't have no desire to do none of that shit because I already know how that story is going to end. So there's no need for me to go down that path. No, thank you. So you got all these guys being you have a community, particularly the black gay community. They have taken these porn actors and set them on a pedestal and made them out to be celebrities. So a lot of gay guys in the bubble of the gay world, which is a bubble, they're looking at this, the way these porn actors are worshipped. I don't know what else to say. But once you leave outside that bubble, when that bubble bursts, and you get to live in the real world, you're just another smut artist. You're just another whore that slutted yourself out on YouTube and these other things. And once you get to a certain age, you begin to age out of the porn industry, which you will, people look at you and say, oh, gosh, why would you do that? I have yet seen any black gay guys land on their feet after doing pornography. And I've been around the gay community for the past 30-something years. These guys scuffle around here, assuming that they live. Assuming that they live. But, again, people say I'm attacking people and I'm putting people on blast. No. I'm just, if I can't be attacking a man that's getting fucked on video on YouTube and Instagram and fans only. What are you talking about? How am I putting this person on blast? This is what they're doing. You can see who they are. They've made this decision to do it. How can you put somebody on blast or judge somebody, or this is just their decision to do it? Nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. So just keep in mind, you have a community of men who are encouraging these young folks to do this bullshit. You got a community of nasty old men who are encouraging this mess, and they will pay their last dime to see these young boys fucking on film, regardless of what happens to these folks after the situation is over. But after these people, these men, these dirty old men don't care about these boys. They just want to see some sex. They don't care about what's going to happen to them and their lives and their incomes and their health and their mental wellness. They don't care about none of that. So I learned a long time ago to distance myself from the destructive behavior that a lot of these gay guys get involved in. And it's happening nationwide, not just here in Atlanta. That's nothing about it. You always attacking folks in Atlanta. This is a nationwide problem. Twitter is all over the world. But this is the decision that they've made that many of them will regret later, because it's not going to work out too good in their favor. It's going to end disasters for a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys are going to be like, they're going to be out on drugs. Their health is going to decline because a lot of them are doing raw porn. They're not using any type of condoms. Don't forget, like I said, they're being encouraged in the ground they walk on. They're being treated as if they're celebrities. So right now they live in the high life. Everything's great. But it doesn't last for long. I have yet seen a porn actor have 5 or 10 years in the porn industry. Them actors come and go, and then they disappear to the streets. When you see them walking down the streets, high on drugs, high, trying to live a normal lifestyle. But the drugs have destroyed them. The sex has destroyed them. The STDs have destroyed them. Mentally and physically, they're not even alive anymore. So, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just drawing a light on it. Because I'm not sitting over here saying I was some angel. But what I see taking place with so many of these young men getting involved in this pornography, it's not going to end well for a lot of these guys. It just isn't. And I think a lot of these guys know it. And they may not even care. There's so much poverty in this country right now. So many people living in poverty, who grew up in poverty. This is their only way out. This is the only way they see they can have the American dream to survive. And it's not always going to work out the way they think. It's not going to end the way they think. But again, people are going to do what they want to do. Everybody I know who's ever done porn, people I personally know, when I talk about this, they said they wish they never ever got involved in it because it destroyed their lives. Like I say, mentally and physically and financially. So, I don't know. Right now, for a lot of these guys, it seems like they're making good money. They're quitting their jobs. Ooh, I'm itchy for some reason. They're quitting their jobs. And they're going to go work for these companies. Some people are doing porn for professional companies. Some people are doing porn. Most of them are doing it on their own. You got couples doing it. Everybody's just doing it. It's like, what is going on here? All these guys making money. The market's so saturated with porn actors. It's like, okay, all y'all can't be making money off this. Everybody got a fans only. All these people are subscribing to your account. It's not possible. Nobody's going to pay for 15 and 20 and 30 and 100 different fans only. So some people might pay for 1 month and then say, I'm sick of their asses. I pay for that. I'll go see what they're doing over here. Yeah, okay, 30 days there, child. And so, what are they making? Yeah, you got some successful people who are making a hell of a lot of money. You got people on YouTube making $100,000 a month. I am not making $100,000 a month off these damn videos. Lord, I wish I was. I need to work on that shit. No, ain't happening. There's some little kid, he's making $26 million a year off his YouTube channel. That's a lot of money. He's a little kid too, 6 or 7 or 8 years old, something like that. I'm not making $26 million. I can assure you all of that. I wouldn't be sitting here with this funky Christmas tree. My tree would have been blah. Earl is doing fine. I just left the hospital. He had a busy day today. He had a lot of visitors. And at the end of the day, he was exhausted. When I left in there, he was back. He was snoring. He had a busy day with the doctors and the nurses. Y'all, I'm telling y'all don't want to be in the hospital. It's just it's when I'm up there with him, it's a constant parade of doctors and nurses and technicians running in and out and checking this and buzzers beeping and people coming. It's just like, ugh. I said, I'm going to take me a quick little nap. That nap was destroyed 5 minutes later. I just said, how can you rest in the hospital? They're constantly coming in checking this. It's a lot going on in at that damn hospital. A lot. Too much for me. And I just looked at the world there and I said, ooh, Lord, I get to go home to some privacy and close the door. Take my clothes off and lay naked. He can't even lay naked in that damn bed for somebody running in there. Hey, what's going on? But he's doing much better. He want to come home, but that's not possible at this point. Got a little bit more ways. I'm working with him. We got a little bit more work to do. He will one day walk up out of there. He will walk up out of there. I'm not going to allow. He will be walking when he's going up out of there. And I think he's going to run up out of there. So, anyway, this was my part to that video. I wanted to talk about it. I got so much response to this video. So many people have called me and texted me, and because so many of these guys are doing this stuff. And everybody's in shock. They're like, Walter, what is causing so many of these brothers to do this? Why are they doing this? And I couldn't tell you no more than look back at the example when I was writing checks and everybody was doing it. Because everybody's doing it. That's why they're doing the porn. There's so many people doing it, just falling everybody off a cliff. A destructive cliff that's going to destroy a lot of these guys' lives, unfortunately. Because everybody knew who was writing checks and doing illegal frauds up, their lives were destroyed. Very few people were able to recover from that. I can count those people on my hands that I know who are doing well, that are still alive and were able to live a normal life. I know a few, not a lot. But anyway, today is Sunday. It is January the 5th. The year is 2020. I'm going to finish this video up and go my ass to bed. I'm tired. It's about 9:30 in the evening time. You all have a good night. I hope you had a wonderful Sunday, and I'll see you all tomorrow.